Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll show you how I made the bases for my Ork Kommandos for Kill Team. In a previous video I showed you how I painted the Ork knob from the Ork Kommandos, but in this video I'll be showing you how I made the simple bases that would fit in with the OCTARIUS box set. I'll put a list of all the paints we use in this video in the description below, as well as a link where you can save up to 20% off the retail price. In this video we're going to be using some Citadel technical paints, including Agrellan Earth, and you can see that this is a kind of runny paint, but it will give a crackle effect when it's finished. We're also going to use Agrellan Badlands, and this is more of a paste, and this is like a sandy texture with some glue included in it. I'll also be using a little bit of Cork placemat, and I just pick off little pieces like this which are going to resemble stones or little rocks, and so I'm just picking that away, but you can use any textured material that you have, but this is about the amount you want for all 10 models. First we're going to take that Agrellan Badlands, and this is the sandy texture, so we're going to use just a little tool or a popsicle stick or even a toothpick just to put that on the base. Then I'm going to take a few bits of the cork and just place that on there just to represent those little stones, and then take my tool and then just mix it in a little bit with that paste, and that's going to stick it down. Then I'm going to take the Agrellan Earth, and this is the crackle paint, so I'm just going to spread that out in all the places where I didn't put any of that Badland paste. And then these two are exactly the same colour, so they're going to work together really nicely. Just be careful when you approach the feet like this, and you could do the base first and paint the model separately to it and stick it on top, but I've decided just for a bit of speed just to do it this way, and so I'm just giving that a nice coat. The thicker you put this on, the thicker it's going to crack. And then I take one of these skulls from the Citadel skulls pack, I'm going to pop that in place, and then that paste is going to stick it down and glue it in. Then when it's completely set, I'm going to take some base Wraithbone paint and just paint that skull, giving it a couple of coats, and then that's going to seal it in. And so for this to get to this stage where it's completely dry and all set, took about 4 to 5 hours, and then that's going to be perfect. And then you'll see in a second that base has cracked, and then that paint has done its job. Next I took some Ushabti bone layer paint, and we're going to dry brush this on. So I've got this old makeup brush from the pound store. I'm going to put a little bit on the end of the brush there, and then work that into the bristles on some kitchen paper, and then wipe off as much as I can so there's not hardly any on the brush at all. And then I'm just going to very lightly brush this on over all that textured paint, and you can see those crackles that we've got from the Agrellan Earth there. That crackle paint's really done a great job and made it look like a really dry desert look to it. I'm just avoiding the skull and just working my way. I'm not too worried about going as close to the feet or underneath the model because there's going to be a lot of shade there, so it can be a little bit darker, but along the edges we certainly want a nice highlight there, so I'm being quite generous with it and then working that along, giving it one nice highlight, and then that's really going to bring out all the texture that those two paints, the Agrellan Earth and Agrellan Badlands, have given us. So then just go over it again. Those raised areas, you want those to be a little bit more highlighted. Then I took some contrast Aggaros dunes and a fairly big brush, and I'm going to put quite a lot of this on. I'm going to be quite generous. I'm going to work it all over the whole base, avoiding that skull, but if you do get a little bit on the base of the skull, it doesn't really matter because it's going to be like the same colour as the base, and all the dust is going to get over that skull anyway. So if a little bit of colour goes on there, it's not the end of the world, and if anything, it might even add to the look of the piece. But I'm trying to put more paint where it meets any parts of that little terrain that's attached to his foot, because it would be a bit darker there. Then I took some contrast skeleton horde, and when that base paint, that Wraithbone, is completely dry, I'm going to give this one nice thick generous coat all over the skull. And I'm always quite generous with the skeleton horde because it dries very opaque, so you can put quite a lot on, especially if you want to get it into those eye sockets to give you a nice shadow. Then I'm going to take some beige brown 0.875 from Vallejo, a big lump of blue tack, pop that on the end of my brush like that, and then this is going to help me fix the base to it, and then I can use this as a little turntable, and that's going to make it really easy for me to paint the rim of the base. And then here I'm just going to put this on. Usually with these Vallejo paints, they're very strong and only one coat is needed, and I just did one coat here all the way round with one nice even coat, and then that's going to finish it off nicely. And I chose this colour because it fits in really well with the OCTARIUS board that comes with the box set, and so I want this to really be like the home of the orcs, and so that's the theme I've gone for. And there we go, that's all completely finished. A really nice, quick and easy way to do some bases. I was really happy with how these turn out with the technical paints. I think they're really good if you want to make some bases really quickly, and using the different colour contrast paints and the highlight has tied this in, just picking out some of those colours from the Octarius box. And I really wanted this to be a contrast to the Deathcore of Krieg bases that I did, which are really dark and muddy, so this sandy texture is really going to contrast those when they're fighting together on the battlefield. If you'd like to see how I painted this Ork Kommando Ork Knob, then that video is up on the channel already, where I go through it step by step. And I've also done a video for how to paint the Veteran Guardsman, and also how to make those bases in a completely different way than I made these Ork bases. I've also done loads of paint videos for all the different terrain that comes in the Octarius box set, included those barricades, the scrap piles, and these little tiny barricades as well. Even the measuring gauges have all got their own videos. I've done some unboxing videos, and also some on how to build your commando team and your veteran guardsman based on the contents of the box. I'll put a list of all the paints used in this video in the description below, and I'll put some links there as well, so you can save up to 20% on the retail price. And those links can take you to Wayland Games or Element Games. Both are awesome companies where you can order online, and you're going to save 20% on not just on your paints but on the products too. And Element Games have got Kill Team at the moment available for $99.99. And so not only do you save money, but you also support the channel too, because I get a commission from any sales made through those links. So if you do choose to click the link and have a look, then thanks so much for that support. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and also hope it gave you a good idea about how these technical paints work. I think they're really good to make some quick tabletop ready bases that really stand out. But thanks so much for watching. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. If you like this kind of content and would like to support the channel, then please check out my Patreon page, and thanks to everyone who's joined so far. It's really awesome. We hang out on Discord, talk about the hobby, share ideas and help each other out, and you'll get some perks there that you're not going to find anywhere else. So I'll put a link in the description, and it'd be great to see you there.